Hi, I have a 4-year-old son who was recently diagnosed on a spectrum, high functioning. We're getting 20 hours of ABA a week, but my son also has sensory issues.
Lots of kids have got sensory
Very
issues.
sensitive to sound. He loves to hug and press into my body. And so my question is, we're paying for occupational therapy. He's in this therapeutic listening program.
Is that helping him?
No. Not that I can tell
No,
so far.
all right, let's look at now. His main problem is sound sensitivity.
He likes pressure. He likes to press his face into mine and hug and squeeze. And he can't stand being in a room where there's microphones and amps and Chuck E. Cheese and anything loud and
indoors.
indoors.
One of the things to do is to take some of the sounds that he has problems with, maybe get it on a really high fidelity recording device, put it on a low volume and let him turn it on. Sometimes you can get to where you can tolerate a sound if the child initiates it and he's had too much, you can stop it. Or let's say you go to Chuck E. Cheese and then he can give you a signal so you can take him out of there before you have a meltdown. In other words, give him some control over the stimulus. Sometimes you can desensitize on sound sensitivity doing that.
But does occupational therapy, my question is, does occupational therapy help the sort of sensory issues?
On some sensory issues, it does.
It does.
What you've got to do, see, the problem we've got on the sensory stuff is there's so many subtypes. You cannot study sensory problems just based on autism or not autism. And what's the mistake that's being done on studying sensory issues is they're not saying, all right, let's take the kids that can't stand the regular tubular 60-cycle fluorescent light. And we're going to study them. Or the kids that hate the smoke alarms, the mic feedback, those sort of noises. Or the kids that have taste aversion. They need to be put into different sensory problem groups. And then you could start to study them and find out what works. So I'd try different things. Some kids respond to slow swinging. Some respond to deep pressure. Some respond to a lot of heavy work types of things where they got to lift and carry stuff. Try different things and see what works. Some kids really respond to singing, and they can learn to speak by singing words because singing is different circuits than words. So you try things and you see what's working. Things that are not working, then don't do it. And there's a lot of things where you have to keep doing it. Some people say, well, OT doesn't work because you got to keep doing it. And I'm going, wait a minute. You got to keep taking blood pressure pills or they don't work. So you've got the same thing. There's a lot of things that are like that. Okay?